asked the guy what he wanted. He wanted 100 for Picker Nuclear and 75 for the yellow one, or vice versa.
What does he want, or what'll it take?
I don't know, but when he said that, I think I said, well, it's more like 25 each. And so I showed up today, and today they were still there, and they were 25 each.
The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler.
Good morning, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer with the Crazy Picker Life. Just realized Saturday morning, by the way, 6:08 a.m. Got to pull out of here. So I just realized it's kind of cool out this morning. I had my hood on to keep warm, and I forgot my hat, so I'm gonna have to go pick one out from the stock somewhere. In fact, I think I have some extra that aren't listed that I wear from time to time. We're heading to Denver. We're heading to the flea market. I've got a full crew. There's Wheeler and his Attitude shirt. That's one we haven't seen, huh?
I've worn it before, but yeah. Show hasn't seen it.
Whoa.
I got my little flip-top calculator. I guess these are rarer than I gave it credit for.
Whoa.
Only one listed, or the cheapest one listed, is in worse shape than this for 50 plus shipping for parts.
Man, you just
and 100 plus shipping.
Can't stop. Go to work right at 6 a.m.
Yep, that one's pretty cool.
You ready to go?
Yep.
We're pulling out. And then I have the boys.
Sick BP.
Got their games going. You guys ready to go?
Yep.
Forgot my hat. I gotta go pick out a hat. Okay, we're gonna get on the road and we'll see you when the sun rises on the other side towards the flea market. Well, there's BP.
Yeah.
Waking up.
I already woke up a while ago.
Waking up for the second time.
And we got everybody in the car. I don't see Benjamin back there, but he's probably playing games. So we're about 192 miles into the trip. We're getting closer to Denver. The more I'm thinking today, it's probably not going to be popular, but I'm not bringing the camera in to the flea market, at least not for the first go around. I just can't do it today. I got to focus on finding some better stuff. And when I bring the camera in, it's a whole different dynamic. I'm at least 25% distracted, maybe 25%, 25.9% distracted. Some of my family likes to use percentages and put weird numbers on it.
13.3937.
So it's a distraction. It's not like I don't like showing it. I've showed the flea market the last 2 weeks, and we've had some other flea market videos. If you tuned into this video and would like to see a full flea market experience and you haven't, search back through my 100 vlogs. There's at least 2 or 3 full flea market experiences. So we're still going to show stuff off at the flea market and certainly in a haul video afterwards. I'm just going to go in and have a good time and not have the distraction of the camera and focus on finding some better stuff. So that's all I had to say for now. This drive is long this morning. Long on road, short on coffee. Caffeine. I need a substitute. I'm gonna have to do a Google on that. The natural high.
Apple in the morning is supposed to give you the same effect as a cup of coffee.
An apple?
Yeah, sure I had that.
I had my apple. It lasted for about 5 minutes.
Yep. I doubt that.
Somebody else had a natural remedy that they put on there. You know, I think if I really cleaned my body out and really pured out and really got rid of, you know, like all sugar and most processed foods and all that kind of stuff, which I think is not very possible. But because I like pizza too much, and I'm not a big sugar guy, but there's plenty of sugar. Then I think little things like that would have a pretty good effect. I think also if I fine-tune my sleeping to a amount that actually agreed with me. Oh, well, until then, in search of coffee, only 16 days to go. 16 days till coffee. I think I'm gonna make it to Denver.
Okay, we have arrived early as usual, a little before 9 o'clock. That's pretty good, and that's about all the best we can do. Getting up early. Wheeler's getting his water on. Bring a couple totes with us, get a cart, and in we go.
I know.
See you with some stuff. Okay, load one. Mostly garbage in here, but there's a few $100 bills in there. Bunch of good camera stuff. The big dollars are in these two boxes. We'll have to do that with the unpacking.
If your score's in that box, there's some.
Well, no, I said there's a couple $100 bills.
Yeah.
And then there's we put some of the good stuff in the tote there. But you know, on a box like this, we paid $100 for the whole box, and then there's 4 or 5 pieces we took out that are $100 bills or whatever. We'll have to show it later. Back for more. There he is.
Picker nuclear.
So, if you remember last week's vlog, or 2 weeks ago, Picker nuclear and a yellow radiation detector. I asked the guy what he wanted. He wanted 100 for Picker nuclear and 75 for the yellow one, or vice versa.
What does he want, or what'll it take?
I don't know, but when he said that, I think I said, well, it's more like 25 each. And so I showed up today, and today they were still there, and they were 25 each. So we're done at the flea market. We're done at the flea market. We didn't find a whole lot on the second pass. We got a bunch of stuff to show off. We've definitely started to, you know, beat the bushes and get rid of the stuff here at the flea market. So we'll have to give them a couple weeks maybe to regenerate. We'll have to see what's going on. All right, we're gonna go shop around town a little bit. Okay, we went and got some coolers because I forgot mine to bring food home. We got them at this Mile High thrift store. It was terrible. There's 6,000 people there for 50% off day. Then we went to a pawn store, and that was terrible. Now we're at Park Burger because it's super well rated. It's way 3 blocks back that way.
4.7 stars, 200 reviews.
Yeah, so we're abandoning Lark Burger, and now we're going to Park Burger.
Trying it out.
Yeah. Alrighty, so Park Burger, I think mixed reactions. I really liked my turkey, bacon, and guac burger. That was pretty good. Fries were decent. Atmosphere was pretty good. Fresh, super fresh vegetables.
Veggies are super fresh, yeah. Interesting flavor combinations.
People didn't like the burgers as much as some of the other ones, or the fries.
Yeah.
I think it was alright. I think it was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And we went to Whole Foods, and with my coolers I had to buy because I forgot mine and they're too small, so I had to bend a few things to get them in there. Shoot, I forgot to get shrimp. Darn it. Oh well. Did what we can do.
In there, Mom's gonna yell at you.
She didn't ask me to get any. I just was going to get it. But we're full anyway. Coolers are full. Small coolers I bought at the thrift store for half price. Okay, we're heading home, and there'll be a haul video sometime.
Cool video.
Yay, 500 miles later, we're back home. Whew, man. Worst thing about that picking trip on Saturdays, this trip, is the drive for sure. It's, I don't mind driving. Part of it's fun, part of it's, you know, break, get out, see some stuff, but when you get right down to it, 500 miles is 500 miles, right? Okay, well, part of our challenge, I'm gonna unload what's in the van. Part of the challenge, when I kind of get behind picking and choosing, you know, not really staying on top of things. We got a mess back here of stuff from last time. This is not new stuff. This is still old stuff that hasn't moved, and there's still a whole bunch over there. So I'm gonna bring the stuff in. I don't know. I think I'm gonna set this TV box on its side. Maybe we'll put some stuff on there. It's gonna be a hodgepodge show and tell, but that's the next step. We'll show you what we got, sort of. Okay, so Wheeler is finishing spreading things out now. The flea market is awesome. Okay, here's the downside with the flea market. We find camera stuff and now watches more than anything else. I find good stuff here and there. If I needed to fill up the van with stuff besides watches and camera stuff, I would have to fill it up with either larger items, which take a little more work, or lower margin items, or bigger risks or lots of stuff. And I do that from time to time, but I don't have time with all the other things I do, the packing and whatever, right? Packing takes a lot of my time. I think that's it. I need a packer. I'm going to talk about that maybe in tomorrow's vlog. I've been getting some good questions and comments. So anyway, I have to buy targeted items. I like to buy items I know I can sell. I like to take less risk now than I used to. I like to buy bigger margin items. The camera stuff, we find it everywhere. There's so much camera stuff and only one Wheeler. I keep threatening to learn camera stuff, but I think it's empty threats. It's not interesting to me. I'll talk more about the future later. That's just about all I can say about it. I appreciate it. I like it. I don't necessarily want to list it. I'm gonna let Wheeler run with some of this stuff we got here. We've got normal bunch of watches. We did pick up some neat ones. He'll talk about those. We got a whole bunch of strange lenses and TV things. I'll let him talk about those. Those are the big scores, and then there's just a mishmash of regular camera stuff too. So without further ado, I bring you Mr. Wheeler. What's up, Mr. Wheeler?
I don't know. I'd say on this trip we definitely picked up a few miscellaneous items, a few miscellaneous little mini scores, but I think we had two major pickups this trip.
Okay.
Which was a tote for $100 and the CCTV stuff.
Well, let's look in this tote, okay?
Yep.
There's a tote full of stuff. This thing was full basically to the brim.
Yep.
This part of the tote right here is not worth as much as the few good items we took out, right?
Yep.
So what is this worth to us right now? At least what percentage of this will we lot up or throw away?
Probably 50%.
Okay, and then the other 50% is more or less bread and butter, maybe a few accessories, maybe a few jewels yet in there?
Yep, you just never know. Because I basically just picked a few random items out of there that seemed reasonable.
So there's probably a couple $100
couple things left in there.
In there. A couple $100, $150, whatever. What did we take out of there though that's better?
Well, to have like all this stuff here is all out of there, like all variety of stuff there, so I don't know.
Can you pick one or two pieces? You told me there were a couple lenses.
One lens right over there that came out of there. That's probably the best one out of the whole thing.
Okay, it's on a Canon body.
Yep, these are actually selling at auction, funny enough, because they just sell way too well, so people put it at auction because they're super desirable. I'm pretty sure I'll list up at 130.
Okay, what kind of lens is it?
It's a Canon.
Canon.
It's on modern cameras.
Canon.
28 to 70 millimeter f3.5 to 4.5 Mark II.
Okay, so that's a good seller.
Yep.
We sell that lens.
Really hard to find.
We sell that lens, and after all expenses, we pay for everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much. Ricoh S2, that's a good one.
That came out of there?
Camera. Yep.
Did you look it over at all? Oh,
Nope,
it's weird.
not at all.
It's got a bottom.
Seems to work. Yeah. It's a funky thing.
So
I've seen quite a few of the S's. I've never seen S2.
$80 minimum?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And just some good bread and butter Arguses. Not really bread and butter though. These are a step above. Ultronic 35, Minolta A, just some little rangefinder cameras. This one Tamron Adaptol lens, I didn't really look at that closely. I haven't looked at much of this stuff, but that's probably a $60 lens there. Another thing I didn't look at that closely, but I picked up because I thought it was kind of cool. A Net 1B. I'll show you the brand on that. Let's go.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to look through this because
super thoroughly.
What do we do when we're at the flea market, or at least what do we try to do?
Well, we try to look over and pick out a couple of pieces and then make an offer on the whole deal if it's...
And then pack it up and we got to move on,
Which
right?
the way he actually did, he offered first, so that was the quickness of that lot.
Well, he's worked with us before, so he brought the stuff in finally after we were there for 3 weeks. He finally brought it on the day we were there, and he's just like $100, and we're like, Psh,
sure,
okay. So, here's the way I look at the flea market. When you're there at 8 o'clock, you're one of the first people looking at stuff because there's really not that much unpacked before then, and there's really, people are just milling about. So the hour from 8 to 9 is critical on getting the craziest stuff.
Yep.
Every hour you go after that, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, the cream of the crop, the stuff that people are picking off the top, the stuff that everybody knows is hot and great, that stuff goes away.
Yep.
And so we try to keep moving, and sometimes it's hard because you find really cool stuff. Sometimes you want to talk to somebody that you know there. We've got a lot of people there that know us, and we know them. It's really hard.
Yep.
But that's what we try to do, right?
Yep.
That's what I was trying to get out of you. Okay, so what else you want to talk about?
Well, we picked up a lot of watches here from this one guy for $200, along with some cameras. We got a Canon digital camera, a few higher-end point shoots, and then we got some good watches out of that. A Bulova. A couple Citizens, a Bulova Accutron there.
Now, last week we sold a watch that we just picked out like this for $129.
Yep.
And we also last week sold another G-Shock for a couple $100.
Yep.
You've got like 10 or 12 listed, I see. So how's the watch adventure going?
So far, pretty good. I'm still trying to stick to like buying inexpensive. I'm not like a premium watch guy yet, so I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to enter into it reasonably cautiously, but kind of go all in on the cheaper side of it.
Yeah, we seem to have plenty.
That's what I'm working on. So anyway,
okay.
I'm definitely not buying everything. Like we picked up a Hamilton, one of these places too. Forgot where that went. Just had it in my hand like a second.
So do you
ago.
want to talk about those ones in the back there?
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to talk about those. Yeah. These are remote controller watches. The CMD-40D, I think. I don't know, something like that. Casio's. New old stock from the 90s, probably late 90s.
Wow, look at that beautiful
2000s.
camera work. Sorry, man. Super fuzzy.
4 of them there, and we paid up for those quite a bit, but they're really good. So
Casio, yeah, I think we paid $200 for those 4.
Yep, 2 of them there should be $200 each.
Yeah,
and then the other 2 are
and they're
over
new.
$100 each.
They're new old stock.
New old stock.
They're really
Put a brand new battery in them, and
really oddball. Okay.
I'm trying to find a Hamilton. I just had that. I don't know
Well, Hamilton, tell us the name. I mean,
yeah,
that's...
well, I've been looking for a while to find a Hamilton, and this is a women's watch, so it's not super great, but it's just.
So what's up
something I've
with
been looking for a while.
Hamilton? Why is that?
It's just a brand I like. They've been around for a long time. They originally were based in the United States, and then they moved to Switzerland.
Is it like Schlitz for me?
Sort of, yeah.
Do you drink it? Do you drink the watch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird that I just had it in my hand a minute ago.
I had to have a beer joke in there, right?
There it is. Hamilton, signed crown, gold-plated, white gold-plated, actually.
White gold-plated.
Yep.
So, yeah, a Hamilton watch like that, we didn't pay a whole lot for it. What do you give me a range? You think?
Say 40 to 120. I
Yeah.
really don't know.
So there's some value there.
Definitely some value.
And is there interest, even though it's a women's watch?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, have you put your hand on why men's watches seem to be a better seller?
I can only
speculate.
I can only speculate that there's a lot more man watch collectors than women watch collectors. Like on YouTube, for sure, there's like one woman watch collector, and there's like a whole bunch of men. So
okay, so watches
There's
might be
really-
a thing that men collect.
more likely a men.
Your mom doesn't even wear a watch. I was really
Yeah.
surprised by that.
She
I
owns
think
one.
I know. I think
Yeah,
I think I bought her one once a
Yeah, I
number of
remember
years
that one. I
back.
forget which one
but
that was.
one time we had talked about getting really nice watches, and
Yeah.
she kind of blew me off. So now I really realize why. But I don't think all women are that way.
No, well, definitely.
But-
And the thing is, they want the specific watch, or there's like trends they. I don't know. It's more of a spur of the moment thing. They don't own a whole bunch.
Well, can I throw
From what
this
I can
out
see.
there? Maybe guys will buy a used watch, and maybe
Maybe.
women won't, or maybe the
Yeah.
channel is different. I know.
I just think there's less of a market for.
Lon likes to shop at a mall and see things,
That's part of it.
and the online might not
Yep.
fit with that. I don't
That's what
know.
I'm saying, styles and trends and stuff. And all
I don't
of
know,
that.
but okay. Well,
Mostly, I think the people who are buying women's watches are men collecting women's watches, like old ones. So That's one reason the market's limited.
They're like men wearing pantyhose.
No, they just collect them.
Oh.
It's like me collecting a Girl Scout camera. It's kinda weird.
All right, what else you want to talk about this? What the heck are all these? Are we starting a security business here?
Yes, we are.
I mean, we have a lot of security cameras up here at the Crazy Picker Life because we're camera guys. I mean, we can track everything every which way to the moon, but
Super Score.
What's all this crap?
We have 7 of these one cameras here, which I don't know if they're all the same camera. They aren't all the same camera, with Panasonic 12mm f 0.8 lenses, which I guarantee are over 200 each.
Okay. So a lot of these have been well kept. It was a really funny buy because this stuff was just piled everywhere, and we had to dig, and everywhere we dug there were more of these things.
Yeah.
And there's between the bodies and the lenses, which would count as one, a body and a lens would count as one.
Yeah.
And this Tascam piece, which I know probably has some value, and a few other little boxes that do some controlling and stuff. How many pieces are there?
Not sure.
It's over 20. You don't have to count them, but I think he did $5 a piece, and he might even
$105 for the whole.
$105 for the whole thing.
Whole deal.
So you're telling me that you're okay? So what will somebody do with this?
Definitely repurpose them, and that's the thing.
What does repurposing mean?
Repurposing, you have to adapt it and make it work on a modern digital camera. Because some people actually, those are modern enough where people are still using those lenses on CCTV cameras, but they're just not, that's not the biggest market for them.
Repurposing.
Yep.
So why would you repurpose? You get a different effect?
No, you get basically the lens that would be equivalent to that. First of all, it doesn't exist, and secondly, it costs $15,000 to $30,000.
So people are Frankensteining their cameras a little bit to get quality.
Yeah, that's
and this is how they do that, and we can become a middleman.
Yeah, I could literally talk for hours about adaption. It's
well, here's a warning for anybody that wants to buy this stuff and do this. Wheeler can do this because he's won and lost, learned and not learned, broke stuff, not broke stuff, taken a bazillion questions, etc., etc., etc. The experiential allows us to buy this, describe it, answer questions on it, tell people what they need to know, test them, and then we can sell them for big bucks.
Yep, I'd say these are 30-minute each listings, and they're going to have a lot of sample pictures and a lot of other stuff.
So you actually have to adapt these to a camera that we have.
Yeah, which it would be more ideal if I had this one that everybody is trying to adapt these to, but obviously that's like $1,000 camera, so I'm not.
Well, we can talk about getting it at some point, obviously.
Yeah. Well, it's not something I'd ever use. So, it's not.
So I mean, we pay $105. We didn't know exactly what we have.
Nope.
We knew that it was good.
Possibly Super Score, possibly, who knows.
Yeah, now that you've looked them over a little bit. I mean, let's say there's 20 pieces here. Low end, it's a couple thousand, but more realistically, it's like
lenses.
4 or 5 thousand here, probably.
Super low average, 150 a lens.
Yeah.
So.
And then we can sell some of the bodies, and we can lot some up, maybe.
Yep.
And then there's the Tascam thing and some other things. There might also be a lens here that you said the range that you gave me was 400 to 1500.
Well, that's what's the higher end version of that lens. I can't find this exact one.
Okay. So it's a lens that's sort of like it.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also say there's this giant Canon lens I saw online once that's like this big and it's like that big. It's like one of those kind of lenses, except it's just huge.
Yeah.
One of those went for like $30,000 or something. There's some really crazy ones that people want to adapt to cameras. They're just the most ridiculous lenses ever.
But those
no expenses spared in these.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Those kind of crazy lenses and those kind of crazy people are the reason that if you describe these right and they are the right lens, you can get a couple hundred, you can get 300, 400. Those people that experiment with the $30,000 thing, they eat these like potato chips. I mean, they just can't get enough of them.
This is ridiculous. It weighs like a ton. You can see like a flea out of a guy's nose from a mile away, and it was basically these lenses were made by camera companies, one-off, no expenses spared, just the most ridiculous lenses they could possibly make for a specific use.
Right.
So these originally cost ridiculous amounts of money.
Let me throw out an example of something else that we bought and sold. In fact, I might be able to show it here. We bought a projection TV, a Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of it's back there. You can see looks like R2-D2 back there. I'm still going to sell that as a, look how cloudy that gets.
Just click on it and it'll focus? No, it's just kind of...
I don't know why it does that.
It's in manual focus right now.
Oh,
It says it
so
is.
how do I get back to autofocus? Maybe
The button right there should do it. Yeah, you got manual focus this whole time.
that's probably my problem.
It's your whole problem. There it is. Now it's on autofocus.
Okay, wow, look how sharp that is.
Man, your whole vlog has been ruined.
No shit. Excuse the French. My whole problem is I don't know how to use my camera.
That
I've been
camera
having
is
fuzzy
500
problems for
functions,
the
man.
last at least. You know when that happened though?
What?
See, I would never touch any of those things.
Yeah.
Guess who did that?
No, I didn't do that. I know what the button's using on that camera. I said back
You
to how it
didn't
was.
set it back, dude.
I did set it
I
back,
would never touch that.
100%.
I would never touch
You must have
that.
bumped it.
No way. No way. My hand is
You set it
down
down
here
down.
on my Gorilla thing, or it's on off. That's it. Other than this, I do this. So there's R2-D2. So this was a Sony projection TV from the late 60s, I believe. And we took a lens out of there. First of all, we bought the thing for what? $1 or $3? $3.
Yeah. Yep.
And we took a lens out of there. We had to do some work on that whole deal. It sold for $800.
Yep.
And does that lens project remind you of this sort of?
It does sort of, and actually these are more usable than that lens, which that's
That's
crazy.
good.
That's
It
good.
doesn't necessarily mean they'll go for more money,
doesn't mean they're more valuable.
but it means there's a bigger market.
bigger market. That's it.
So
Yep.
some of these we would have to sit on for a while.
Yep.
Some might never sell. It's not all super duper like the greatest thing ever, but when you take $100 and you spend, we'll probably have to spend 50 hours. So 50 hours to make $4,000. That's pretty good.
Yep.
I guess do the math. That's 80
$10
bucks.
an hour.
80 bucks. No, it's
Nah,
80
no.
bucks an hour.
Calculating good right now.
I'm just throwing numbers
Yeah.
out there, but
Yep.
okay, what else?
It's almost it for my stuff. Do you have stuff to show off over here?
I mean, you
guess?
got like a bucket of this Kodak
Yep, brand
paper. You got like this flash cam.
Yep.
We always pick up the low-hanging fruit,
Yep.
right?
Well, some of these were bundled in too. Like that was bundled in to make a deal. That was bundled in to make a deal. I had a
I
couple
like
things
doing
in there.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
That's good. I mean, this Polaroid 450 was $10, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a $60, $70, $80 sale.
Yep.
We did end up. There's some other things we got thrown in that
Yep.
are probably
There's actually a good lens on the one projector there. I was surprised you could
Okay.
take that one off there.
something in the bag there.
That's actually pretty good.
We got some more bags of
Camcorders.
camcorders, Yahoo, and then that thing. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope. Not unless you have anything.
Well, yeah. No, I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
I bought a new Microsoft keyboard for $10. Amazon has them used starting at 60 all the way up. That might go for 60, 80, 100. I told you about the Geiger counters. That's super funny. I'll have to see if I can test them or whatever. But there's people that refurbish these now. There's a pretty good middleman market to get these to people that will resell them for big bucks. People want to know about radiation these days. In fact, the buzz about radiation is pretty strong in the underground movement. Whatever. Little Debbie got that for $1. Banana peeler. Found that, and I made him deal with the guy on that. We got that for $1. He's going to list that. It's two-sided. It's like wood. Somebody's going to want to stick that up named Debbie. I cannot pass by an old vintage cooler. I got that for $1. Ranger cooler. Pretty cool. Speaking of Rangers, I got some weird Ranger models for $10 for all three. I got a Pabst Blue Ribbon carry-all cooler, soft cooler for $5. I got a nice Pabst Blue Ribbon flag for $5. This is what I'm talking about, though. There's good stuff, and then I got this Tascam thing. This is a pretty good one. I hope I can test it. I know these go for 40, 50, 60, 80, depending on how many outputs, inputs, all that. People still use those things.
Got a 12-volt plug that'll probably fit that.
I don't think we got anything else. There's something else that I picked up here. Who knows?
Yep.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, we held back on camera stuff, and we held back on watches. We could have bought, more stuff, but we can't even list it. So I'll have my stuff listed in about 5 minutes, and yours will take a week.
That doesn't even fit me right.
So I can just do nothing for the rest of the time. I'm going to retire.
Okay, I think that's it for our haul. I don't know what we spent today. Over 1,000. I know that. Thought we got something else. I'm gonna have to look. Oh yeah, those watches were $200 for 4 of them. Over 1,000, maybe closer to 1,200, 1,300, somewhere in there. Not a over amount of money. We weren't there that long. We did stop by a thrift store, which was a mistake. It was mobbed. There must have been 200 people in there. It's ridiculous when they do the 50% off things and you show up at noon. Oh, we went to a pawn store and we didn't force anything. There were some things we could have forced there, but why? We're just too loaded with stuff. We can do that anytime we want if we really wanted to. Went out to eat, that was fun. Went to Whole Foods, that was fun. Got home at a reasonable hour, that was fun. You couldn't have more fun. Let's go say hi to BP, see what kind of day he'd had. I think Ben had a good day. We're gonna pretty much turn this off and relax the rest of the night. Maybe watch a Western and go home, and I'll just have to edit this at a slightly later date. What's going on, BP?
Not much.
Get some new headphones?
Yep.
They don't work right?
And they work.
Both sides?
And one side.
So you got one pair that works one side and another pair that works another side?
Yep, I've got to get an audio splitter so I can join the two.
Yeah, so you're going to have 2 headphones on.
Yep.
Just to get it done. Wow, the life of a picker, huh?
Yep.
Well, good try. So did you have fun today?
Yep.
What was your most fun? Didn't like the burger that much. Probably just picking, huh?
Yep.
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Probably picking.
Just getting out.
Yep.
Hey, do you have any friends?
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
Play football.
Play football all the time, basketball all the time. Some people are worried that you don't ever get out or have any friends. You have too many friends. They're always coming over. Skateboarding?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Just wondered if you had any friends. You have like, what, 3 or 4 good ones?
Yep, that always knock.
And a bunch of fringe ones?
Yep.
We actually, I'm not just coach running for my kids. Over the summer when these other kids didn't have school, it was like dealers running club, man. We had like 6 or 7 a couple days. And of course I'm just trying to keep up like without dying, so I don't know. My kids got plenty of friends and all that kind of stuff. It's just I don't show everything. How could I show everything? This is more about picking and all that stuff anyway, right? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the show. I know it was a little different without showing all the action at the flea market. I just couldn't do it. I've had a rough week and a good week. I've got a lot of clarity, a lot of mental clarity. Most of you know that I, along with listing more strategically and more often and hitting my 10 all week long, we've picked every Saturday, which means 500 miles of driving. But most of you know, along with that, I discontinued all caffeine and all beer or alcohol, ginseng, any of that stuff. I discontinued that. I'm on day 15. This last week was tougher than the first week. I don't know why. My body just let me know. So there you go. Next week will be better, let's hope, right? Not that I've been tempted, although boy, I was eyeballing banana peelers and dealers. I'm dealer. Banana peeler and Wheeler's coffee stuff today. They got a $5 coffee creation and I got mango juice. It was all right. Too much sugar. So anyway, that's the show. Tomorrow is Sunday Fun Day. We got some things lined up. We're going to do some birthday stuff with Elizabeth and family stuff, all that kind of stuff. Pick well. list off. And hey, I appreciate all the comments and the thumbs up and the subscribers and all that stuff. The support you guys give. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.